are concerned, brother.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. Trinidadian expert and energy strategist Anthony Paul has lauded the government of Guyana for its strident efforts in protecting the interests of its people, with the creation and subsequent implementation of the local content legislation. He warned, however, that the government must be mindful of granting waivers to companies that fail to meet their approved targets for trading locals, as well as purchasing their goods and services in accordance with the law. Paul said he is hopeful that the data from the first testing phase of the law will help Guyana better refine what it wants. During this process, however, the energy strategist warned that the country will be told of difficulties companies face in implementing the law. Paul said the authorities of the day must be mindful in granting any waivers. And President Irfan Ali on Tuesday awarded letters of appointments to several Guyanese who are expected to serve with distinction on the Natural Resource Fund Board, the Public Accountability and Oversight Committee, and the Investment Committee. On the NRF Board, Major General Joseph Singh will serve as chairperson. He would be supported by former Foreign Affairs Minister and Permanent Representative of Guyana to the United Nations, Carlin Rodriguez Burkett. The head of state also noted that the government will be awaiting the nominee from the political opposition to be appointed to the PAOC. Meanwhile, the government of Guyana has issued a request for proposals seeking expert advice on the upcoming gas-to-energy project that could cost Guyana over $2 billion. According to the notice published on the Ministry of Natural Resources website, part of its budgetary allocation this year will be spent on the procurement of consultancy services for legal and commercial advisory services and negotiation support for the massive project. In the 28-page document, the MNR noted that the successful client will be tasked with reviewing the existing legal and regulatory framework for the petroleum sector, integrated policy directives, and concluded deliverables regarding project development. And moving on, a new $42.5 million passport office was built for the residents of Latham Region 9 in 2021, but it was never used, and had the issue not been raised by one of the residents on Sunday during a government outreach at St. Ignatius Village, the building probably would have remained unused for much longer. President Ali promised that he will work towards having the building operational within a month's time. And now let's tell you, 5 out of the 6 bidders that responded to the Ministry of Public Works' expression of interest for the construction of the Kaieteur River Bridge are Chinese-owned companies. The Kaieteur River Bridge, which is a project being embarked on by both the governments of Guyana and Suriname, will be constructed using the design, build, finance, operate, and maintain model. It will be done in a public-private partnership arrangement. Just before we head to a short break, let's tell you that prominent businessman Azruddin Mohammed has filed a lawsuit claiming in excess of $200 million worth in damages from police sergeant Dion Bascom for implicating him in the murder of Ricardo Fagundes. 42-year-old Fagundes also known as Paper Shorts, a gold miner and biker of Kitty Georgetown, was gunned down outside a popular nightclub on Main Street in March of 2021. At the time of his death, Fagundes and his close friend Roger Khan were together sharing a few drinks with other acquaintances at the night spot in the capital city. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is your news at noon. We'll take a short break and return.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back to your news at noon. Let's tell you that Acorn International, ExxonMobil's new consultant that will be conducting an environmental impact assessment for the oil giant's fifth offshore development, has promised an in-depth analysis of the marine environment. In its final terms and scope for Uaru Plus, uploaded by the EPA on Tuesday, the Texas-based group said the baseline shall examine the direct and indirect contributions of the project area to biodiversity, health, and human well-being, with an emphasis on current users or beneficiaries. Further, the environmental impact assessment will need to provide information on ecosystem services and identify priority ecosystem services within the area of influence. And moving on, GCOM is raising an alarm about persons purporting to be employees of the Commission who have been visiting homes seeking information about data in the preliminary list of electors. In this regard, GCOM has categorically stated that it is not currently engaged in any such exercise, nor has the Commission authorized anyone, employee or otherwise, to collect information from any person for any reason whatsoever through house-to-house visits. According to GCOM, an integral component of the ongoing claims and objections exercise requires registration staff and scrutineers to visit the given residential addresses of applicants for registration to verify that the applicants actually live at the addresses they would have provided. And to wrap things up, Stephen Ramsey, the cop who was charged for causing the death of an elderly pedestrian by dangerous driving, has been sentenced to 5.5 years imprisonment for the offense. Ramsey, a police constable attached to the Tactical Service Unit of the Ghana Police Force, had denied the charge, which stated that on January 5, 2021, he drove a minibus in a manner dangerous to the public, thereby causing the death of 59-year-old Dolmati Budlal, called Aunt Dolly, of Section C, Block Y, Golden Grove, East Bank, Damarara. And at this time, we turn the pages of today's Kaieteur newspaper to page 7, dedicated to being blunt. Wisdom according to Proverbs 22. 1. Choose a good reputation over great riches. Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. 4. True humility and fear of the Lord lead to riches, honor, and long life. 5. Corrupt people walk a thorny, treacherous road. Whoever values life will avoid it. 7. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. 8. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. 22. Don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court. And 23. For the Lord is their defender, he will ruin anyone who ruins them. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.